So this is the Bernat Blanket Big Yarn I purchased at Michael's at a steal. It's my favorite. I'm going to show you a sample of how to create a chunky knit blanket with the braided hoops up the sides. So let's start with the beginning here. So first of all, you are going to make a hoop, and you're going to make it look like a breast cancer awareness sign. You're going to fold it over the other piece just so, and pull, make sure you have a little bit of extra left. Pull it through and just lightly tug on it. I'll show you that again. You're going to lay it over itself like a breast cancer awareness sign. And you could leave a little extra longer if it makes you feel more secure about that. I don't like to waste, but so you're going to gently tug at it, and about 4 fingers wide is where I like to start my bottom braids. We'll call them braids. So once you get that, you're going to take the piece, you're going to pull out some yarn. That's what I'm, you'll take your piece, your little started hoop here, and just gently pull fresh hoops through. Now on average, you would probably do about 20 hoops. That makes about a 32-inch blanket. So I'm going to go through, I'm probably going to do 5 or 6 hoops, and then make sure they're 4 fingers wide and work my way through. This is the frosted green color, by the way. 4 fingers wide, pull through. I'm going to do just a small sample, give myself a little bit of space so you can see a good visual of it. Check in my camera here. So once you get that, 4 fingers wide, turn it over, and you're going to need a little bit more yarn. There happens to be a little knot here. Now, once you get that going, pull out some more yarn. You are going to find these little parts that I have heard them called dragon hoops. I call them little, we'll just call them little dragon humps. And they're kind of hard to see when you're especially using a multicolored yarn. But here is each one. There's one there, a little hump. And then there's one there, one here, and here. Sometimes it's easy to forget one on the end, but it doesn't go very noticed. So how in order to make the braided look along the side, you're going to leave a little hoop on the end there. And you're going to take your yarn and pull it through about 3 fingers wide. You're going to pull it through that first dragon hump. And then you're going to move on to the next hump. And you're going to pull it underneath it. Leave that hoop hanging. It looks funky right now, but I promise it's going to make something beautiful. Now, 3 fingers wide. Find your next dragon hump. Pull it under the hump. 3 fingers wide, and just kind of push them backward, because you're going to be building from here for your little blankie. Well, this is a blankie sample. And you can see how pretty your braid is right there. Now you're going to find your next hump. I almost got a little confused. And you're going to pull it through. And then 3 fingers wide, find your next dragon hump, and pull it through. 3 fingers wide. And right here on the end, I almost told myself that I almost feel like there's another hoop, but there isn't. And sometimes you can trick yourself like that, but it'll end up being okay in the end. So then I'm going to leave that little hoop hanging. So that's going to start my braided chain along my edge as I go. So now, once we get prepared, we're going to leave our hoop at the end, and then we're getting ready to go into the next row. So I'm going to take my yarn, push it up under, and this is just like your general. This is going to be 2 fingers wide, your general hand knit, knitting for your chunky knit part of your blanket. So you're going to go back through 2 fingers wide, not too tight, just perfect. And then you're going to get to your ends over here, and that end hoop that you left hanging, you're going to go ahead and pull a hoop through it, and then you'll have a fresh hoop to leave for the end. And as this starts to form, you're going to see how it creates the braided look. Now I'm going to go through and under just like a general hand knitting. For a chunky, you're going to go under and through 2 fingers wide, and you can see your blanket start to form. Having your yarn pulled out will help tremendously, but it also can make a tangled mess, so be careful with that. So under and through, and you're going to pull it through your chain on the end, and you're going to leave that new guy hanging. Then you're going to go back through the row, pull it through 2 fingers wide, and you can see it's starting to form so beautifully. Pull it under the hoop and through 2 fingers wide, under the hoop and through 2 fingers wide, and your little hoopy that you left, you can see the braid that we're creating, and you're going to pull it through. Now you're going to leave him hanging on the side, pull it through 2 fingers wide. You can see the beautiful little wrap around braid. I love the edging of this. Like I said, I've only done this a couple of times. Pull it through 2 fingers wide, go under the next. I'm going to get some more yarn. And then you see your other little end hoop hanging. You're going to pull a hoop through, and then leave him hanging. You can see the braid that's starting. I kind of had some little nudging here that kind of bothers me, but it's going to start curving around, and all that will be tucked away once your final piece is finished. 2 fingers wide, going back down the row. It's looking so beautiful with this frosted green. So, don't mind my missing fingernail polish here. You can see your braided sections. It's looking so beautiful. Pull it through, same deal, 2 fingers wide. Then you're going to pull it through the braid on your end, and you can see the beautiful section on the edging. It looks kind of scary at first because it looks so far away, but it's perfectly fine. See the beautiful braid? I love this thing. Once you get that, if you would like, I'll show you how to close it up. So you're going to grab, just like you would on a normal chunky knit, you're going to grab that and create a 4 finger wide hoop and put it over your next hoop. Make sure you don't forget to pull the yarn through. And 4 fingers wide, and you can see how the braid is curving around, and it's so beautiful. So like I said, this is a sample, of course, but once you get your blanket completed, you're going to have an edging, and it's going to be absolutely amazing. I really like it with the braided edge. It's so pretty. It does use a tad more yarn, but that is a-okay with me because it's beautiful. You're going to pull through your last hoop as if your blanket is complete. And what you'll do, if this is cut, normally I would cut it, but I'm going to use this for a sample. And you would pull it through and finish it up. And then you have your finished piece, and it's so perfect. You can kind of see the braid as it goes. It's so beautiful and fluffy. I just love it. And the color is perfect too. I really appreciate you all watching, and I hope you'll come back to see more.